Oh, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to Championship Night here from Charlotte. 4 drivers have a chance here tonight to take home a championship. It comes down to the 88 of Sean Butler. Comes down to the 10 of Tim Blum. It comes down to the 86 of James Skellen. And probably the man that everybody is talking about here this weekend here from Charlotte, the 42 of Max Terriol. It's Muth in the booth here once again here on a Monday night with the Red Light Scrambler series, and we got Jarrett Reichert along here for the ride. Jarrett, it has been a fun ride here with the Red Light Scrambler series, and it all comes down here to 4 drivers, heads up, 120 laps.
That's right, Roger. It has been an amazing playoff race here down to the championship race, and 4 drivers enter, and only 1 driver will walk away here with the championship. Can't wait to get started.
Yeah, they all come in here tonight, heads up in points, but, well, there's a couple ways tonight that we could see a winner. We could see somebody go out and lead a lap out of the 4. Well, that's going to be 1 bonus point for them at the end of the night. We could see somebody go out here and lead the most laps. Well, there's another bonus point. The bonus point that you get the most for will be winning tonight. That'd be a 3-point bonus point, but Jarrett, let's face it, if you go out here and dominate and win the race, you won it anyway.
Yeah, there's no stopping anybody who does that. So just go out there and win the race, and you may walk away with the championship.
Let's take a quick look here on the left-hand side to see where some of our championship contenders are on the speed charts here in practice. Sean Butler has that 88 right up at the top of the speed charts where he would like to stay. And, well, you got to look a little bit farther down. You got to go to the 6th place runner to find your next championship contender. That'd be the 42 of Max Terriol. And then James Skelton right behind him at 7th, and Tim Blum here in 8th. Jarrett, we know a lot of times you don't really stare at the practice charts in practice, but tonight we may be looking at them a little bit closer.
Yeah, like you said, getting extra bonus points here. You're definitely going to be looking to see who's the fastest lap. But there are a couple guys out here that could spoil the party for these championship contenders and come out here and win this race.
Yeah, just like Joshua Buckley's out here, he's no longer in the chase, but he's got that newly wrapped car out here tonight. He's going to be driving the number 16, kind of throwing it back to the late, great Mike Stefanik, the wheel and modified driver that unfortunately lost his life way too early as he was in a plane crash a couple days ago. So all of our thoughts and prayers go out to the Mike Stefanik family. Just an unfortunate, tragic incident, and we lost one of our, I'm going to say here in the Northeast here, superstar drivers.
Yeah, definitely one of the great drivers here in Northeast, and it's sad that we lost him.
Well, as we take a moment of silence here before we head to our national anthem, our thoughts and prayers once again with the Stefanik family.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave
Welcome back, race fans. Here you see the 88 Sean Butler out here on track. See, he does have the little green indicator indicating that he is in the chase here tonight. And let's see where Sean Butler is going to go here. And it looks like a one-and-done lap here for Sean Butler. And it seems like a good one. I believe he's just, like I said, going to do the one-and-done with a 28.977. Josh Buckley, one of those drivers out there. We talked about him having the number 16 on the side of that Wicked Ale Ford. And, well, he smacks the wall off turn number 4, but right now has a pretty solid time with a 29.236. See how Buckley has to take a tow there, but he does have one qualifying time in. That was the first driver we saw put in a second-time lap, and a little bit slower for James Skill. And Todd Cray just came across the line here in his 922 Camaro. You're going to notice tonight, though, Jarrett, a lot of guys with not that many paint schemes on their cars. The guys who do have paint schemes spend a lot of time over the last week and a half, as iRacing, remember, had the update here with the Xfinity car. And, well, that's why you see some of these cars the way they are, as Todd Cray finds the outside wall on lap number 2. So it seems like maybe lap 2 here tonight is going to be a little slick. Well, you talk about your first lap, and Ryan O'Danny looks like he was into the wall on his first lap, and he only gets his second lap in, and he goes 13th on the board, way down the speed charts. Only was good enough to put in a 29.768. That's not the start he wants to have for himself here tonight in the Hellfire Detroit car. But Max Terrialt's out here now on the clock, and John Butler still holds down the top spot. James Skelton, your other championship contender, right now sits in the 4th spot. Well, Jarrett, maybe it would help if I actually unmute you here tonight, huh?
Yeah, Roger, that would definitely help a lot for all the fans at home to hear my lovely voice.
Well, Max Terriot goes 7th on his first lap. Second lap, let's see where Max is going to slot in. He goes actually faster. He's the first one on his second lap to go faster as he jumps up the 4th quickest, so he'll have himself a pretty solid timed run out there, as it looks like here comes the number 10, Tim Blum, the other chase contender here tonight, as he is the 4th out of the 4 to take in a time here. He is 11th on his first lap. Let's see as he comes across here on his second lap. Where does Tim Blum fall to? A little bit faster here on lap number 2. He goes with a 29.176, good enough for the 8th starting spot. So your 4 chase contenders already have a time in here now, and it's just up to these other guys. How about this man driving the Pro Core, number 11, Leo Bordage? He's another one of the drivers that seems a little, not sure if it's loose coming off turn 4 or a little tight for these guys.
Yeah, gonna help being here under the lights. Track temp's a little bit cooler. Keep these tires a little bit fresher on these long runs.
See Andy Lee in the unsponsored Toyota Supra out here on track, 25 car. He is on his first timed lap here. Still has plenty of time left on the clock, about 5 minutes left, a little under 5 minutes left now. Andy Lee, one of those guys we see week in and week out. He does have the speed in that Toyota that he could come up here and contend for the win. He could play spoiler here tonight for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, even though we just have 4 guys for the championship, any one of these guys can come out here and grab this win. Give a little heads up to everybody coming in the next season.
Yeah, next season not too far off into the distance. If I read the note right, I believe we're coming back in October after the championship here, just a month away. But these guys aren't focused on next year. Andy Lee would really like to kind of solidify his spot here with the Red Light Scrambler Series and park that 25 Toyota in victory lane. So he comes across. Wow, look at that. A big pickup on lap number 2. He's going to be right there, second place for Andy Lee, 29.031. What a good pickup on lap number 2 for Andy Lee.
Yeah, still nobody else able to break into that 28-second lap time range Only 2 guys did it in practice, and right now it's only Sean Butler doing it here in qualifying.
Yeah, and as Chris Walker, one of the newcomers, we haven't seen Chris Walker out here on track with this Red Light Scrambler series, but it is the last race of the season, and we do see Chris Walker out here in that Dick's Sporting Goods 923. Chris Walker able to slot himself into the 20th starting position for the time being. Tim Blum is the only one that's still out here on track. He's just circling. Everybody else is called it a night. Only 2 drivers have not put in a time here. That's going to be the 22 of Kyle Souza and the 33 of Eric Johnson. The reason some of these people here, Team Dudley Racing, have the 9 numbers in front of them, like, well, let's see. We don't have any 9 guys out on track right now, but let's just take, for an example, the guy who's qualified in the 3rd position for the time being, Todd Cray. Todd Cray is slotted as the 922. That indicates that he is a rookie here with the Red Light Scrambler Series, along with Ethan Troutman, Jeff Hollingsworth, Joe Strano, Ron Holyfield, Robert Dudley, Jesse Baker, Eric Tupper, and Chris Walker all have 9s in front of their numbers, indicating they are one of the rookies out there.
And even though they're rookies, they have shown that they have the speed to contend with, I guess you'd call these guys veterans, to run up front all night long.
Yeah, I mean, talking about rookies, we've seen Todd Cray contend. We've seen Ethan Troutman. I think if I remember right, it was back at Pocono, one of the first races we covered here with the Red Light Scrambler Series. He almost put that 962 in victory lane when it came down to he just couldn't go any farther on the tank of fuel. I think he had to pit coming to get 2 to go or something like that. That was just a heartbreaker. That's not something you really want to happen here, but I believe that man sitting right there in that Hellman's 88 car, I believe he's going to be the pole setter here tonight because only 2 drivers have not put in a timed lap just yet, and I don't think they're gonna. Maybe we can get a word in real quick with the driver of the 88 of Sean Butler. He's one of the championship contenders here, and right now he has the pole. Sean, do you got a copy? It's Roger and Jared here in the booth.
I got you guys. What's going on?
Well, pretty comfy up here in the booth, but how does it feel to be down there in the driver's seat of that Hellman's 88? You got a fast car out here tonight, but remember, it's chase time. It's championship night.
Oh yeah, I think everyone's gonna be given. You're gonna see, especially Max is gonna be so good here on the long run. I know James is pretty good on the long run. I haven't seen Tim out here running much, so I don't know what he's got. I think we're gonna have a work cut out for us, but hopefully we can keep it up front, not make any mistakes on pit road, and be there at the end and challenge for the win and championship.
Yeah, we see a lot of guys out there, though, getting, is it tight or loose? I can't really tell from our camera angle. It looks like a little push coming off turn number 4 here tonight.
Yeah, turn 4 is, it's kind of tight everywhere, but turn 4 seems to be the worst of it. If you get a little bit too aggressive with that throttle coming off of 4, especially once you got a few laps on those tires, very easy to go out there and smack that wall. So really hard to run side by side here and make time on the outside, and I just think it's going to be bobbing feeders and hoping somebody has to get off the throttle so you can pass them. I think that's pretty much going to be the only way that's going to happen tonight.
Well, it doesn't look like right now you're going to have to pass anybody because nobody else out there on track, I think, that's going to get a qualifying time in. So we're going to say congratulations on maybe the pole here. There is still a couple seconds. But maybe you could bring home that 88 here in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to give a shout-out to DJ. He painted up all our paint schemes this week, and did my throwback here to Dale Jr. when he just ran it down there a couple weeks ago. So hopefully we can go out here and get a win.
Well, good luck here tonight, Sean. We'll get you back up here because it is that time here to start to grit up the cars here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. There's your qualifying order on the right-hand side. We'll walk you through that here real quick. Sean Butler does take the top spot here tonight as we're still waiting for these guys to grit up, but we'll take you through this order real quick. Sean Butler has the best spot here on the lineup, followed by second, though, a quick number 25 here tonight of Andy Lee. Todd Cray is going to start the 922 here in your third starting position. Ethan Troutman, good starting spot here for the rookie. He's going to roll off in the fourth spot. Fifth spot here tonight, another one of your chase drivers is going to be the 42 here of Max Terra. A lot of guys pointing to him here tonight in the early going, thinking he might have a really strong long-run car. But how about the guy starting sixth, the 999s here of Jeff Hollingsworth? That boy brings a lot of speed in that car. look for him to come be in contention here tonight too. James Skelton going to start here from the 4th row in the 7th position. James Skelton, one of those guys who just kind of came into the chase here, a little bit of an underdog, doesn't have a win to his name, but has found himself here at a championship night. Richard Murdoch, heartbreaker, not here in the chase at the final race in contention, but he's going to start the 01 machine right there in your 8th starting spot. 9th spot here tonight, going to be another one of those chase drivers, the last and final chase driver, starting on row number 5 here, going to be the number 10 here of Tim Blum. Joe Strano is going to start the 943 in 10th. 11th starting spot here tonight, going to go to the number 81 of Patrick Orr in 11th, and Kevin O'Brien, they start in 12th with the 184. Starting 13th here tonight, going to be the number 16 of Joshua Buckley, and right alongside him, it's the man in the 84, the man who always brings the pain. Here comes Christopher Rothrock. Robert Dudley going to start the 901 in 15th. Right alongside him, a good friend of his in the 998. That's going to be Ron Holyfield, so a packed 8th starting row back there. 17th here tonight, going to go to the number 11 of Leo Bordage. And Jesse Baker going to roll the 909 off in 18th starting spot. 19th going to go to the 940 of Eric Tupper. Chris Walker making his first start here at the Red Light Scrambler Series. He'll roll off 20th. 21st goes to Ryan O'Danny. Tony Strano rounds out the 22nd position. 23rd is going to be Eric Johnson. And rounding out the field, number 22 of Kyle Souza. So 24 drivers, Jared, here into Charlotte Motor Speedway to see if they can kind of play spoiler tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting night of racing. Should be a very good night of racing here on Championship Night at Charlotte.
As they roll down the backstretch past that big jumbotron, we'll see a lot of that tonight here from Concord, North Carolina. It's about to get wild. It's going to be the final race of the season. All the marbles are going to be left on the table here tonight after this one. 24 drivers to take the green flag at Charlotte. 120 laps. Who's going to outlast who here tonight? Can somebody play spoiler like we keep talking about, or is one of the chase contenders going to step up here tonight and win from Charlotte? Coming off turn number 4, pulling the belts tight for the final time this season. As the iRacing pace car is down and away, it's in the hands here of the 88 as Sean Butler, as the light bulbs are going off. Green flag in the air here from Charlotte, and it looks like a pretty good start here from everybody through the field. Nobody checked up.
Definitely an even start. Both lines getting off to a very good start. It looks like the 88 of Sean Butler is going to pull out to a lead as they come down the backstretch towards turn 3.
Yeah, Butler takes the early lead coming off turn 2 down the backstretch into turn number 3. The battle is still going to be on here, though. Andy Lee to the outside and that Toyota 25. Down to the inside, though. That Camaro driven by Todd Cray might have a little bit of advantage this time at the line, though. It's going to be the 88. Sean Butler, he's going to take his bonus point here real early tonight. Lap number 1 led here by the 88 of Sean Butler. The 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th position, 7th position. Still trying to decide who's going to have what right now. Todd Gray still has that Chevy Camaro to the inside. And, well, there's Andy Lee to the outside in the 25. Max Terrill sitting about the 3rd position on the inside lane in the 42.
Yeah, Max Terrill doesn't want to let Sean Butler get away here in the early stage of this race. He's going to want to try and get around Todd Crazy. He gets passed by the 25 of Lee as they come in through 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's a long race here tonight from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, 120 laps, but you don't really want to let Sean Butler run off into the distance here tonight. Right now, though, Max Terriot still running there, sitting in the 4th spot. Where is the other two chase candidate drivers, you ask? Well, right there's the 86, James Skelton. He runs 8th. Tim Blum is just kind of sitting contently right now, running in your 9th position. None of those drivers really trying to push the envelope here in the early going. And I believe we've pretty much strung out the field here. You got to come all the way back here to, I believe, the 18th spot there, which is Leo Bordage. Tony Strano's back here. That is Chris Walker. All these drivers sitting here 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, and they're still side-by-side racing. That shows you throughout the entire field. You know, it's a dogfight for every position out here tonight.
Absolutely a dogfight. And yeah, everybody seems to be taking it a little bit easy here in these opening laps. Not one to cause any trouble with this packed little bunch up here right now.
As it looks like Leo Bordage is going to get around that 923 there of Chris Walker, so he'll take the 17th position. Now it's going to be Ryan O'Danny's chance here to try and make a move to the inside. Right out in front of these guys, though, it looks like two good old buddies out here just having some good old fun. You got the Wrangler Toyota here, the 901. That is Robert Dudley. And then you got Jesse Baker sitting here. They were side by side for a little bit. Just them good old boys out here.
Meanwhile, back up front, you got the 962 of Troutman trying to get under the 01 of Murdoch as they come into turn 3. Looks like the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth is going to try and get around the 962 of Troutman as he's still trying to work on Murdoch coming through the D oval here.
Hollingsworth going to have to fall back into that 7th position. It looks like that car got a little tight that time through turns 3 and 4. So he'll fall back into the 7th position, and he will wait to try and rebound with that U.S. Coast Guard machine out front, still holding a little bit of a gap, about a car length and a half back, maybe 2 car lengths coming out of turn number 4. It is still the 88 of Sean Butler here on lap number 7. These laps are clicking away pretty fast. These guys still turning about 29.5-second laps out here on track. So your top 5 here at Charlotte: Sean Butler, Todd Cray, Andy Lee, Max Terriel, and Richard Murdoch round out those top 5 drivers here from Charlotte.
They continue to battle here in the back of the pack. You got the 3 of Strano trying to get by the 940 of Tupper as they work their way through 3 and 4. And here comes the 33 of Johnson trying to get it by the 923 of Chris Walker as they come through the tri-oval.
Yeah, that 33 car there of Eric Johnson had a really good run off turn number 4, and he is going to take that 19th position here from Chris Walker. Walker kind of getting stuck on the outside because here comes the 22 of Kyle Souza. Souza's going to throw her to the inside down the backstretch, try and get that Ford Mustang into the top 20. Right now, he's shown in the 22nd position. As you see a little bit of a tribute on the hood of that number 22 car. Kyle Souza usually running the number 4 car here with the Red Light Scrambler Series. Tonight, he has chose the number 22, also in honor of Mike Stefanik. As you see, he also has his picture on the hood. Hopefully, has a good showing here tonight with that 22 number on the side of that Ford Mustang as he's now inside the top 20. He has started to run down the 909 of Jesse Baker because here goes Souza. He's going to peek to the inside just to let Baker know, hey, I'm coming up on you here. I'm going to probably take to the inside here in a lap or two. Baker slides up the wall. Oh, he's into the outside wall. Jesse Baker has gone around here coming out of turn number 4. It looks like he has sideswiped the 22 of Kyle Souza. Well, that is not how they wanted this race to start here for either the 22 of Kyle Souza or that 909 of Baker. Let's go over top here from Charlotte and see what happens. We saw it happen live, but let's go from an over top camera here. See that red car with the yellow 22 numbers? That is the 22 there of Kyle Souza. Just looked like Jesse Baker was going to slide up the track. He was going to give the 22 of Kyle Souza the line, and then all of a sudden it looked like Jesse Baker just ran out of room coming out of turn number 4. So that will put us here under our first caution flag of the night here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Good job by the 22 of Souza keeping that car straight after getting slammed by the 909.
Yeah, so Jesse Baker taking the long, slow drive around the bottom of the track. That's not how he wanted to start it off. Let's take a look here, see if we can... That doesn't look like too much damage on this 22 here of Kyle Souza. It's a beautiful looking car to represent what Mike Stefanik would have drove up in the Wheel and Modified series. It's just a pretty good looking hot rod. Though it looks like Christopher Rothrock might have had a little bit of an issue there as we were checking out the 22 here of Kyle Souza. As it looks like he got the Procore car pointed in the right direction, but not sure what's going on with Christopher Rothrock's car, but he's got damage now on that Procore car, but everybody is down pit road.
Yeah, well, like you said, everybody coming down pit road. I expect 4 fresh Goodyears and a full tank of Sunoco gases. They make their yellow flag pit stops here under caution.
Yeah, so still a long way here in this one, but the race off pit road's going to go to the 88 of Sean Butler. So he's going to retain his lead here on lap number 13. He has led every lap so far here tonight. He'll win that battle off pit road. He'll be followed. Todd Cray is second. Max Terrill picks up a position here on pit road. So he will be shown in your third spot. Richard Murdoch is fourth, with Jeff Hollingsworth sitting there in your fifth spot. Ethan Troutman is running sixth. Andy Lee is seventh. James Skelton is eighth. Tim Blum is ninth. And Ron Holyfield is now shown in the 10th position. Jesse Baker looks like right now he is off the track, and actually I believe he has called it a night early here from Charlotte. Just an unfortunate turn of events for a driver of the 909. So let's take a quick peek. Where are your championship drivers? Well, Sean Butler is sitting there in first here. Sitting third is Max Terrill. Then you got to go all the way back to the 8th and 9th position before you find James Skelton running in your 8th spot. Tim Blum is 9th. Nobody having a bad night here of the championship contenders, but Sean Butler right now seems to be a little bit quicker, I guess you can say.
Yeah, Sean Butler doing everything he has to do to make sure he walks away with this title tonight.
The lights on that iRacing pace car are out. We're going to line them back up here, double file on lap number 14. It's going to be Butler, Cray, Terrill, Murdoch. Then it's going to be Hollingsworth and Troutman, your first three rows. Then it's going to be Lee. Then it'll be Skelton, then Blum. And then Holyfield to round out the top 10 here on this restart here tonight. Going to restart here on lap number 15 as they work down the backstretch. Just one car has left the event. That's going to be the 909 of Jesse Baker. A ton of front-end damage on that 909. Not going to be able to get that car back out onto the track, so he's just going to call it an early night here on Monday night with the Scrambler Series. But as we get ready to go green flag racing here, now all these drivers have a handful of laps. You see Butler trying to see how well that Hellman's 88 car is going to take off here on the restart. We're about to find out.
Yeah, both lanes really got a good start in that first restart. Let's see how this one goes.
Now that iRacing pace car is down and away, and now we are waiting on the 88 of Butler here. Butler brings him down real slow, and actually Todd Cray got a really good restart. We're going to have to see if race control, as I believe he actually beat the 88 to the line, but it just seemed like a really good start there on that outside lane for the 922 of Todd Cray.
Yeah, not sure if the 88 spun the tires or anything, but here comes the 88 ripping on the inside as he wants to lead back as they come down towards turn 3.
And as we head towards turn 3, you see that black car to the inside lane. That is the 42, Max Terrill. He is sitting there trailing the 88 of Butler off turn number 4. Looks like Butler has a little bit of an advantage coming off turn 4. He will retake the lead, so Todd Cray does get credited with leading a lap because he actually did beat the 88 of Sean Butler to the line, but Butler fights back here in that Hellman's car. And look at him as he comes off turn number 2. He slides up. He takes number 1 position pretty easily there. Now here comes the 42 here of Max Terrill. He is looking to the inside here on Todd Cray, and it looks like he's going to be able to clear him off turn number 4. So 2 of your championship contenders now running nose to tail at the front of this field.
Yeah, I expect to see those guys stuck to each other's bumpers like glue through this whole race. Is Terrill chasing down Butler, and it looks like the 922 of Cray is going to get passed by the 01 of Murdoch as they come down the backstretch.
Yeah, it's still a heads-up battle, but if anything tells us what we just saw by a couple passes we've seen here, that inside lane is pretty dominant. Look at that flamed 01, part of the Flame crew here. And, well, and actually, look at how the run came off turn number 4 there for that 922. Todd Cray actually going to slot right down in front of the 01 there of Murdoch going into turn 1.
Yeah, and he's going to set his sights on the 42 of Terrill as they work their way out of 2 going down the backstretch.
Well, right behind them, it's a little bit of a hornet's nest because here comes the 999 of Hollingsworth with that U.S. Coast Guard Toyota Supra. It's a new car here. It's the Toyota Supra. And, well, he is starting to look to the inside here on Ethan Troutman. That is the battle for the 5th position on the raceway. 18 laps just like that in the blink of an eye. Already gone, almost at 100 laps here to go tonight.
As the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth still working on the 962 of Troutman as they come into turn 3. Just can't seem to, neither one of them can seem to get ahead of each other.
Yeah, it's, it's something that we've seen here tonight. It seems like that outside lane, you can really lean on the outside lane with those fresh tires and get a good bite in the middle of the corner to get a good run down the straightaway. But the longer we've run, I believe that inside lane is now you start to see Ethan Troutman start to lose a little bit of ground, and now you see Jeff Hollingsworth. He does clear him, and as soon as Jeff Hollingsworth clears him, here comes Andy Lee. He's trying to stick the nose of that Supra up there. As actually, look at Richard Murdoch just out in front of these guys. Murdoch goes to the outside lane, and I think he might, he's just trying to figure out a way around Todd Cray. I was going to say, for a moment, he's got to be a little bit cautious because here comes Jeff Hollingsworth closer to the back bumper of that 01.
And as Murdoch trying to find a way around Craig, Craig is trying to find a way past Terrill as they come in the backstretch, and Murdoch diving down to the inside in turn 3, trying to get by the 922 of Cray.
Yeah, here comes that 01. He's going to dive to the inside in turn 3. Out of turn number 4, he's still going to be shown to the inside, but Todd Cray actually got a really good run on the top side there at that time out of turn 4. Todd Cray will take back the position, and with that run, he's going to peek to the inside in turn 1. Not going to have the momentum built up in that Camaro. He's going to have to sit back there and follow around the 42 of Max Terrill for the time being.
And back here for the 6th position, the 25 of Lee trying to get by the 962 of Troutman as they go down to turn 3. It looks like he might be able to clear him as they come off of turn 4.
Off turn 4, you do see the 25 there. No sponsorship on that Supra, but Andy Lee going to take over the 6th position, and now here comes James Skelton. He's starting to flex his muscle with that Toyota as now he takes over. Looks like he's going to slide up the track just a little bit in the center of 1 and 2, but it looks like he should be having the run down the backstretch. As actually here comes Troutman storming back with that Ford Mustang power under that Haas automated CNC Ford, but that inside lane just kind of prevails every time.
Yeah, that inside lane working really well as James Skelton, like you said, Roger, starting to flex his muscle. He was just sitting back there a little bit, just biding his time, knows it's a long race. Going to try and work his way to the front right now.
Talking about at the front, we have, it looked like for a moment like Richard Murdoch was down to the inside there on Todd Cray, but he was not able to make the pass. So we're still going to stay the same at the front here. The top 5 right now is Butler, Terrill, Cray, and Murdoch, and Hollingsworth rounds out the top 5 there in that Coast Guard 90 or 999. Completed lap 24 here, working lap 25 just like that, under the 100 lap marker. Laps here tonight with these guys are going to go pretty quick. There is a battle back here, I believe that's with Ryan O'Danny, who's just outside the top 10. He is running in your 13th position as Eric Johnson got around him, and now Robert Dudley for a moment looked like he was going to get to the inside, wasn't able to, as now here comes O'Danny. He's going to look to the inside on the 33, but he will not have the momentum. Wasn't a good turn off turn number 4 for that Hellfire Detroit car.
Yeah, the number 33 of Eric Johnson starting in your 23rd position tonight. Almost running 12th right now, really working its way through the field nicely. Meanwhile, back up front, this is the sight that nobody wants to see, is the 88. Sean Butler starting to open up a gap on the 42 of Terrill.
Yeah, Butler right now has about just under a half-second gap back to the 42 of Max Terrill. But the question is going to be, can Max reel back in the 88? As actually you see Sean Butler that time, he hit the apron just a little bit with those left side tires, and that actually allowed the 42 of Terrill to start closing the gap about 3.5 car lengths back. You find the 42 of Max Terrill.
Yeah, Terrill starting to close the gap, and he's starting to pull on the 922 of Cray in the pack behind him. He's trying to make this 2-car battle right now. As Sean Butler leads another lap as they go down to 1.
That'll be 26 laps here in the early going out of the 27, led by driver of the 88. So he's right now got a bonus point, got the most laps led for the time being, and well, finds himself out front. That's exactly what he needs to do tonight. Still seems like James Skelton is kind of just buried back here in traffic. He's in the 7th position behind Andy Lee and Jeff Hollingsworth. Doesn't seem like he's really in that much of a hurry, though, in that 86 car. Just kind of biding his time, hanging out here inside the top 10, just within striking distance if he needs to. Tim Blum also sitting back here. He's leading about, we're going to call it the 3rd pack of cars around Charlotte, as he sits in the 8th position. And right behind him, in that Kodiak machine, that is Ron Holyfield. Up inside the top 10, Patrick Orr rounds out your top 10. And look at that 33. Eric Johnson still bringing the Dirty Mo Camaro to the front here tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely putting on the charge, and it looks like he's going to go for that 10th spot, I believe, on the 81 of Patrick Orr as they work their way through 1 and 2. See if he can clear them as they come out of 2 down to the backstretch, or door to door down the backstretch.
Door to door down the backstretch here, racing for the top 10 position. To the outside, out of that Carolina 81 car, that is going to be Patrick Orr. We're used to seeing him drive one of those M&M cars, so here tonight a little bit of different color scheme for that driver out of Carolina, but a Dirty Mo production 33 of Eric Johnson trying to work over him to get to that top 10 position. And it's just amazing to see how he started back in that 23rd position, I believe, and now has worked himself up to trying to battle inside the top 10. Nothing has changed at the top. I believe the only move is right here, side-by-side battle for your 5th spot. It looks like now Andy Lee is trying to work over the 01 here of Murdoch off turn number 4.
Yeah, Andy Lee working the inside of the 01 of Murdoch as they come through the tri-oval down into turn 1. And you better watch out because it looks like the 86 of Skelton is looking to make a move on the 25 of Lee as they work their way through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Richard Murdoch still holding down the position, and actually now it looks like Murdoch's going to retain that position here on Andy Lee. So Andy Lee going to have to settle for 6th. Now as he was mounting that charge on Richard Murdoch, now that 86 of Skelton, now could he kind of set himself a little bit of a precedent here and pounce on that 25 of Lee. He knows the tires may be a little bit, or not worn, but warm on Andy Lee's car, but it doesn't look like he's able to do too much with the 25 right now. Right in front of them, though, a battle with Jeff Hollingsworth. Looking to the inside on Todd Cray down into turn number 3. That's the battle for 3rd. Here comes the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth. We talked about in the pre-race how there might be somebody out there that might be able to spoil the party. I believe it might be Jeff Hollingsworth in the Coast Guard machine.
Yeah, Jeff Hollingsworth starting to flex his muscle a little bit as he moves into the 3rd spot and starts to try and run down the 42 of Theriot and the 88 of Butler. Got about a second and a half to make up to that to get to them as he's still trying to fight off Cray.
So it looks like right now Hollingsworth going to have sole possession of the 3rd spot, but it looks like Andy Lee is not happy with the 6th spot because he dives it back down to the inside on the 01. That's the battle back here for the 5th spot. Andy Lee thinks he has a little bit quicker Toyota right now, but he just can't seem to get around that 01 machine. Here comes James Skelton. Skelton doesn't know which lane that he wants to follow. Right now the 25 looks like he has a good run, but now the 01 of Murdoch going to have a run off turn number 4. At the line, it's going to be Murdoch still holding on to the 5th position. Who do you follow, Jared? Both guys are kind of running equal times.
Yeah, I'd be a little confused too of which lane to follow. Each one has a run at different spots of the track, but right now the 25 of Lee slides up in front of the 01 of Murdoch, and Murdoch going back down to the inside.
Yeah, that could have been a very big moment there as you saw Richard Murdoch go from the outside to the inside lane right over the nose of the 86 of James Skelton. Skelton had to check up hard down the backstretch.
Well, it looks like the 86 is Skelton giving a bit of a push to the 25 of Lee on the outside. But the 01 of Murdoch really strong on that inside as they work their way through 1 and 2.
Down through 1 and 2, here comes Richard Murdoch bringing the inside lane. Somebody slow down on the backstretch. I think that's Kyle Souza in that 22 machine. Something has gone awry here for the 22. It's a little beaten, banged, and mangled. It looks like it was on the Northeast Short Track Series. And right now, Kyle Souza has shown a lap down, and the caution flag on a wave. Ron Holyfield is turned sideways in that Kodiak 998 machine. I can get the words out here sooner or later. Well, let's throw her back here on our second caution flag of the night and see what happened with Ron Holyfield. Holyfield was running right there outside the top 10. We talked about him having a good run here. Let's see what happens as he comes off turn number 4. Everything's good off turn number 2. Let's see what happens when he comes off turn number 4 is where I think maybe that Kodiak machine. Oh, actually, I think a little net code between the 81 there. And that's what it looks like, possibly a little net code. Let's rewind it and see if we can go over top here from our chopper camera. Let's see what happened here going down into 3. Oh, maybe there was just a little bit of contact, but I believe there possibly would have is probably a little bit of net code involved in what just transpired there between 81 of Patrick Orr and possibly Ron Holyfield.
And I think we missed it while we were looking back at Battles to the Pack. The 42 of Terriel got by the 80 of Sean Butler on that lap.
So right when the caution flag coming out, Max Terriel taking the lead, because you are correct. It is showing just 2 laps led as they cross the line right there for Max Terriel. So Terriel getting credited with 2 laps led now here as everybody is down pit road. It looks like Kevin O'Brien gonna stay out there. He will lead a lap in the 184 machine. So 4 tires and another tank of fuel here tonight on lap 39. And Max Terriel is actually gonna have a great pit stop. He's gonna win the battle off pit road. Then it's gonna be Sean Butler and a slew of other drivers battling out for positions behind him. So Max Terriel flexing some more muscle even on pit road as he wins the battle off pit road. Sean Butler comes out 3rd. Jeff Hollingsworth is 4th. Andy Lee is 5th. Richard Murdoch back to 6th. 7th is Todd Cray. James Skelton in 8th. Eric Johnson is 9th. And Tim Blum sits there in 10th position. As everybody catches back up to the field, it's still shown Kevin O'Brien as our leader here tonight. But I expect the 184 of Kevin O'Brien to possibly come down pit road here in that unsponsored Ford Mustang. He's been out there for about 25 laps on a tank of fuel and tires, so he's going to be in dire need of it. I believe we were just about to see green flag pit stops. We have it estimated probably right around, well, maybe 35-ish, give or take laps, as you do see Kevin O'Brien also coming down along with him. That is the 84 of Christopher Rothrock. Well, that'll turn it back over to Max Terriel.
As you were saying about 35 laps on a tank of fuel here, we have seen, especially in these playoffs, we have seen a lot of fuel strategy come into play in these races, and who knows, we might see that here tonight in Charlotte.
Yeah, fuel strategy, one of those things that the Red Light Scrambler series probably has more than any other series that we have seen here on the iRacing platform. It always seems like it comes down to somebody shutting the car off on a long run, and under caution, you can almost guarantee that they are shutting the car off and coasting.
Definitely trying to save every drop they can. And it'll be interesting to see on this restart, the 33 of Eric Johnson going to restart in that 9th position now that he's getting close to the front, see if he can make his way to these leaders and start running with them.
Yeah, let's give a little update here as you talk about Eric Johnson. Let's talk about where your championship contenders are there. You see 2 of them on the screen. There is the 42 of Max Terriel. He has now got himself a bonus point here tonight for leading a lap. And well, right behind him is the 88 of Sean Butler. So they are still running nose to tail. They just kind of flip-flop here. And it looks like not Jeff, James Skelton is running there in your 7th position. Tim Blum is right behind him, 2 positions. He is running 9th. So right now, all your chase drivers, as you see them in green up there on our ticker, each chase driver has a little bit of a green bar underneath their name to indicate where they are on the racing surface, I guess you should say. The lights on the pace car go out. So it looks like 2 drivers have taken their cars to the garage here tonight. Eric Tupper is one of them. He is shown 23rd. And sitting 24th here tonight, we saw him exit the facilities. That was the 909 of Jesse Baker.
Going to be interesting to see here if that outside line will get another good jump like the 922 of Cray had the last restart. See if Sean Butler can jump back out front in the lead.
Yeah, so Max Terriel going to fire off on that inside lane there. Can Sean Butler hold on? That's going to be the question. But how about Jeff Hollingsworth? Can he get a good start sitting there from the third row? iRacing pace car down and away. In the hands of Max Terriot here. Max Terriot trying to bring us up to a little bit of speed, and green flag going to wave here at Charlotte. We're going to go back green flag racing here on lap 42, and a great start from that inside lane. The battle is going to be for second here down into turn number 1.
And here comes the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth trying to get by the 88 as they come through, and he's going to clear him as they come down the backstretch, and he's going to go out to 42 at Terriot.
Yeah, it looks like Hollingsworth has the position for a moment there. It looked like the 88 of Butler was going to throw a little bit of a crossover move. Now the battle is going to be back here for the third, fourth, and fifth position. Richard Murdoch trying to make the outside work, and he stuffs the 01 into the outside wall there coming off turn number 4. Sparks flying off turn number 4 off that right front of the 01.
And it looks like the 01's going to be under fire from the 25 of Lee as he's going to go for the 4th spot as they work their way off a 2 down the backstretch.
Off turn number 2, Andy Lee still trying to bring that Supra to the front here tonight. He's been kind of stuck there since the drop of the green flag. Did start in your second spot. Look at him pack the arrow into the back spoiler there with the 01 of Murdoch down there in turn number 4. He got a good turn through the middle of the corner. Now Andy Lee is going to try to go to the inside down here in turn number 1. Can the 25 make the pass?
And it looks like he will make the pass, see if he can clear him as they come off a 2. And no, can't quite slide up in front of him down the backstretch.
So they will go door to door once again down the middle of the backstretch down into turn number 3. This time, though, I think the 25 of Lee might prevail coming out of turn number 4 because that inside lane's just a little bit quicker. But here comes Murdoch. He is really hanging right there on that quarter panel. But down into turn 1, it looks like the 25 now will prevail as the tire is maybe 6 laps in here, getting a little bit less grippy for the 01 of Murdoch.
And behind them, here comes the 86 of Skelton, working his way past the 33 of Eric Johnson, and right behind him is the other championship contender, the 10 of Tim Blum. They're starting to work their way up to the top 5.
Yeah, Skelton and Blum just kind of been buried back here. They started right inside the top 10, and that is kind of where they have ran all night long. We've seen Eric Johnson come through the field on the long run. Now, I think that's what Eric Johnson needs here tonight, is just one of those long runs so he can try and get that Camaro a little bit farther up inside the top 10. Right now, he's running right there in the 9th spot as he's on the outside of Tim Blum.
Yeah, Eric Johnson really showing his muscle here as he was in front of the 86 of Skelton a few laps ago. I think he slid in one of the corners and he's lost the momentum since. See if he can get it back here and start working his way back towards the front.
At the front of the field, though, it is still Max Terriot, but he's got a bumper and a mirror full of that 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth down the backstretch. Here comes Jeff Hollingsworth. He's going to throw to the inside on the 42. 42 a little bit loose there when Jeff Hollingsworth went to make that move, and Hollingsworth opens up the door because now here comes the 88 here of Sean Butler at the line. It's going to be Hollingsworth now slotting that Coast Guard machine P number 1. Here comes the Hellman's car. He'll take over the second position for Max Terriot, and then it's the battle still with Todd Cray, Andy Lee back here for the 4th and 5th spot.
Todd Cray and Andy Lee door to door as they come down towards turn 3. And Cray will just edge out a little bit here. And here comes the 01 of Murdoch trying to follow Cray past the 25 of Lee as they come off of 4.
Yeah, but look at that 86 back there. James Skelton carried a lot of momentum. Look at him push the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch playing a little bit of block down the front straightaway. That's going to allow the 10 of Blum to catch up. But now here goes James Skelton. Skelton has the inside advantage now here on Richard Murdoch as they work off turn number 2 right out in front of them. It's still going to be Todd Cray and Andy Lee as they fight for that position. Todd Cray takes it for the time being. Lee going to have to fall for 5th. Now here is James Skelton and Richard Murdoch still battling for that position. I think Murdoch may have been into the outside wall again, all 4.
Yeah, Murdoch catching the outside wall off of 4. And that's going to make the door wide open for the 10 of Tim Blum and the 962 of Ethan Troutman as they work off of 2 down to the backstretch.
There for a moment, it looked like Tim Blum got off the bottom groove there down in 1 and 2. He slid up the track, almost made it an opportunity for Ethan Troutman to make it 3 wide in turns 2. But Troutman backed off, and actually now you really see that Murdoch machine starting to really fall through the field. I wonder if that damage to the right front is a little more than what we can see here on our screen. There might be some suspension damage. We know the Xfinity cars did get the new updated damage package here in Season 4 update. So he is falling through the field. Murdoch had a strong Blame 01 car, and now it just seems like maybe knocked a little bit of speed out of it.
Yeah, definitely losing a lot of momentum since tagging that wall. It looks like he's getting back up to speed here as he's starting to pull away from the 33 and the 98 as they come through the tri-oval.
Yeah, sometimes you hit the wall and it takes a couple laps to get your bearings reset as you were probably sitting there angry at yourself. But right behind this group, it looks like Robert Dudley is bringing the Wrangler 901 machine up here to challenge for the 11th spot with Ryan O'Danny. O'Danny to the outside, and a Toyota Supra sitting there with a Wrangler sponsorship down there on the inside as they work through turns 3 and 4 for the time being. Ryan O'Danny going to have the position as Murdoch got tight again. I think he had to lift a little bit because Eric Johnson got a really good run coming off turn number 4.
Eric Johnson all over the back of that 01 car as he's going to try the outside coming through 1 and 2. And it looks like the 01 of Murdoch is going to slide him in front of him, and Eric Johnson's going to dive to the inside down the backstretch towards turn 3.
Crossover move here by the 33 of Eric Johnson. He dives it down into the corner there for a second. Ryan O'Danny thought he was going to drive it in a little bit harder than he wanted to. He had to lift a little bit in that 98 machine. Coming out of turn number 4, though, Murdoch got a really good run from the outside lane. He was able to block the 33's move, but now down here into turn number 1, here comes the 33. Eric Johnson going to go back to the inside.
Eric Johnson still working on the 01 of Murdoch as they come down the backstretch. And they're just about door to door as they come into turn 3.
Yeah, that's the battle for the 9th position. Right now, Murdoch's still going to be able to hang on to it. Johnson, though, going to have to settle for 10th. But the battle is still behind them brewing up, and still pretty intense battle back here. This is outside the top 10, and it just shows you how hard these guys are really pushing their equipment here tonight. It's championship night. It is the last time for these guys to come out here and show what they have, getting ready for the next season, as Dudley really wants to get rid of that 9 in front of his car. He would settle for probably any number at this point other than a 901 on that Wrangler car, but trying to work over Ryan O'Danny and still not able to take the position away.
And it looks like 33 of Johnson is side by side on the outside with the 01 of Murdoch as they come through 1 and 2. Will he be able to get that run off of turn 2 and clear him down the backstretch?
We've seen a lot of times Murdoch the one to the outside, and that's probably the first actual power move we've seen here tonight. It looks like the 33 of Eric Johnson going to go to the outside, go right around, show how much horsepower is under that dirty Mo Camaro hood here, and he'll take the 9th position, and now he will set his sights on to Ethan Troutman in the 962, who runs in your 8th spot. And, well, here comes Ryan O'Danny. O'Danny going to look to the inside now here on Murdoch. A couple teammates here battling for position.
Yeah, the 98 of O'Danny still working on the 01 of Murdoch as they go down the backstretch into 3. And he's still working it inside. And here comes the 901 of Dudley and the 81 of Patrick Orr behind the 98 of O'Danny as they come off of turn 4 down to the start straightaway.
Really close racing here at Charlotte by these guys in the Xfinity car here tonight. You're watching Richard Murdoch fall through the field for the time being. Ever since he got that damage, the car just doesn't seem right. Look at the 901 of Robert Dudley push the 98 even through the corner as he pushed that Ryan O'Danny machine. Here comes Patrick Orr. Orr is starting to try and make the move to the inside, but he's not going to be able to. He's going to have to fall behind Robert Dudley for the time being, and that will put them Murdoch in 10th, O'Danny in 11th, Dudley sitting there 12th, and Orr is in your 13th spot.
We got a car sliding through the grass. That's the 16 of Joshua Buckley. And he is off the racing surface, so I don't think that'll bring out the caution yet as we stay green flag racing.
Yeah, Josh Buckley still trying to get the handle on that Reds Wicked Ale number 16 here as his tires, it looks like he was into the outside wall coming off turn number 4 is where he got that damage. So that's a tough break for the 16 here of Joshua Buckley. Out front, though, it's the 88 of Sean Butler, because as we were watching that, it looked like Jeff Hollingsworth got a little tight. Up the track he went, lost 3 positions in just the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it happens that quick, and now the 88 of Sean Butler back out front where he started this race, and he's going to look to break away from this pack.
Yeah, but there's no getting away from that 42. Max Terrialt still sitting there. We are halfway this time, by halfway home tonight here in the championship race. It's the battle between those two out front. And then it's the battle between the two that running 6th and 7th, Skelton and Blum. Skelton and Blum, they're just kind of having a so-so night tonight, but it really seems like they're maybe playing a little bit of a cautious card.
Yeah, they're just trying to keep out of trouble and make sure they're up front at the end of this race and try and get this championship.
As now here comes the 10 of Tim Blum. He's going to look to the inside on James Skelton. How hard is James Skelton going to battle here for that 6th position? And it doesn't look like very hard. It looks like James Skelton just went to the outside, checked up a little bit. He's going to let the 10 of Tim Blum get around him, and now he's going to mount the charge coming off turn number 2. Crossover move here going down the backstretch here between the 10 and the 86.
86 is Skelton getting to run back on Tim Blum, and it looks like he's going to slide up in front of him as they come off of turn 4 down to the tri-oval. Tim Blum trying to get under the 86 at the start-finish line.
Crossover haymaker moves here from Charlotte as we go over top here on the 86 and the 10 as they work down into turn number 2. It looked like for a moment, it looked like Skelton wanted to do it once again, wanted to do the crossover move, just was not able to actually park, or I guess cross him over. I'm at a loss for words. This is a great battle back here for the 6th and 7th position between two drivers battling for a championship.
Yeah, the 86 and the 10 definitely battling hard, but they don't want to battle too hard with each other as they might lose this lead back. As the 86 is Skelton starting to break away from the 10 of Blum as they work their way through 1 and 2.
Yeah, possibly heated up the tires just a little bit more than Tim Blum wanted to here in this run. We're probably looking at about 10 laps away from green flag pit stops possibly. So maybe getting themselves locked in here for a green flag pit stop here from Charlotte. We haven't seen pit stops under green here at Charlotte yet tonight, but possibly looking at one here in just a couple laps.
Yeah, those green flag pit stops definitely have a tendency to shake things up a little bit here in racing. A lot of time to be won and lost on pit road as the 42 of Terriall trying to make the move on the inside as they come down to 3 on the 88 of Sean Butler.
Yeah, battle for the lead here once again because he saw the opportunity down the backstretch as coming off turn number 2, the 88 of Sean Butler didn't get back to the throttle quite as quick as he has been on these older tires. We see Max Terriall really be good on the long run, and well, here it is once again. Max Terriall trying to challenge for the lead, but look at him. He got a little tight down there in the center of the corner, had to crack the throttle. That allowed the 88 of Sean Butler to get right back to the outside as they go side by side down the backstretch here into turn number 3.
And as they work their way through 3 and 4, Terriall still door to door with Butler, trying to hold it down on the inside with these old tires, and we have some green flag pit stops going on.
Yeah, it looks like, I believe that is Todd Cray down pit road as he is bringing along, is that the 25 of Andy Lee and the 33 of Eric Johnson. So they are your first drivers to pit here under green flag. But Max Terriall, Sean Butler, and Jeff Hollingsworth still out here circling the track as your top 3 leaders. Then it's James Skelton and Tim Blum. Could you possibly see James Skelton or maybe Tim Blum coming down pit road this time? Maybe trying to leapfrog your leaders, and I actually think, no, neither of them are. They are going to stay out here on track.
Yeah, they might be trying to stay on the same strategy as your leaders, try and work their way back up to them. But right now, it's still the 48, the 42 of Terriall, and the 88 of Butler, still leading this pack. Be interesting to see if they come down pit road this time.
Yeah, your leaders have a lap car, the 84 here of Christopher Rothrock. Oh, a big wiggle out of the 88 is Sean Butler as they are going to come down together. Here comes the 42, here comes the 88 down pit road, and well, here comes the other 2 championship contenders. Here comes James Skelton, Tim Blum, so all 4 your championship contenders coming down here on lap 69 together.
As we said about time won and lost on pit road, look at how the 86 and the 10 made up a big chunk of that gap on the 42 and 88 as they wiggle coming into the pit lane.
Yeah, and also coming down into pit road, that's going to be the 923 of Chris Walker. You just saw that happen there. He was sideways on pit road, so 4 tires and fuel here for your leaders. Where is your actual leader? It was Jeff Hollingsworth, but he'll come down here in the Coast Guard 999. That'll turn it over to that man, Ethan Troutman now. He has nothing to lose here. He could run the wheels off this Haas CNC Ford Mustang here tonight and just kind of play a little bit of a gamble and put everybody a lap down and hope maybe a caution flag would come out.
Yeah, just try something nobody else is willing to try, especially these championship Ford drivers. And Ethan Troutman, like we said in the beginning, as he comes down pit road now, As we said in the beginning, everybody's going to want to try and win this race and give a heads up to the rest of the field for next season.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a leapfrog. I think something happened to Max Terriot on pit road. A speeding penalty for the 42 of Max Terriot. That's going to put him well behind the 8 ball right now. There you see the battle out of your 2 leaders who have already been on the pit road. That's the 88 of Sean Butler and the 10 of Tim Blum. Blum makes up a lot of ground here under green flag pit stops. Finds himself right on the back bumper of that Hellman's 88.
Yeah, I'm not sure if something happened to the 86 of Skelton as well, as he was right behind these guys. But right now it's the 88 of Butler and the 10 of Blum battling to cycle through these pit stops. As I'm getting word, it's a speeding penalty for the 86 of James Skelton as well. Tough break for these 2 Championship 4 drivers.
Yes, the 2 championship drivers having a little bit of issues getting onto pit road. But out front, it is still the 922 Todd Cray trying to stretch it a little bit farther than anybody else has here tonight. Actually, I believe he was one of the first drivers on pit road looking at our scoring sheet. So Todd Cray, Eric Johnson, Andy Lee, 3 drivers who pitted first here. They have one heck of a lead built up right now over Sean Butler. And Butler finds himself 4.5 seconds back here out of the lead, battling with Tim Blum. So how things can change just like that.
Yeah, Todd Cray with over a 3-second lead on second place. Eric Johnson and the 25 of Lee, the 88 of Butler, and the 10 of Blum is not far behind Johnson, as they can see him as they dive down in turn 1.
Yeah, let's go and on board here and see if we can find the camera angle to show us out the front nose here of the 10 of Tim Blum as he goes down the backstretch. There you can see the Sean Butler machine right out in front of him. You can see Andy Lee, and you can see the 33 of Eric Johnson just up there. But way up there, going down into turn number 1, that is Todd Cray in the blue car. He is well out front here at Charlotte, and we are over halfway here. Only 47 more laps left here in tonight's event.
47 laps left in this season as well. As right now, it is the rookie Todd Cray trying to play spoiler. As here comes the 88 of Butler around the 25 of Lee, and it looks like the 10 of Tim Blum is going to try and follow him through on the outside.
Yeah, it looked like Tim Blum had to check up for just a moment in the center of the corner there. Didn't know where Andy Lee was going to try and run his car, so the 10 of Blum kind of had to crack the throttle a little bit, so that's going to give a little more breathing room to the 88 of Sean Butler here. So it's Cray, Johnson, Butler, Blum, and Lee, your top 5. Right behind them, though, it's also going to be Jeff Hollingsworth. He's not that far behind, and he's got the freshest tires out of them all.
Yeah, the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth really charging hard in those fresh tires, as these 5 guys are really spread out right now as they're trying to run down the 922 of Cray out front.
Yeah, so Hollingsworth runs in the 6th position. Ethan Troutman, though, he runs in the 7th position. Robert Dudley, for the time being, has a really good car. He's running right here in the 8th position now that everybody's getting spread out a little bit. Patrick Orr runs in the 9th position. Richard Murdoch, with that damage, still runs inside the top 10. But now here comes somebody we haven't talked about all night long. Here comes the 943. That is Joe Strano. He is the highest running Strano brother for the time being, I say, because it is still 44 laps to go here from Charlotte. Anything can happen in 44 laps. And he runs in the 11th position. Ryan O'Danny runs in the 12th position with Leo Bordage right behind him in that Pro Core number 11. He runs 13th. Max Terriot, one of your championship contenders, with a speeding penalty on pit road. He had to sit in his pit stall for an extra 15 seconds. His actual pit stall time of the team working on the car was actually one of the quickest. It was actually a 14.0, as his team was really getting it done. But having to sit for an extra 15 seconds just put him so far behind. He is actually 16.7 seconds behind your leader right now on track, running in the 14th spot.
Yeah, but good thing his pit crew was really on point, because that might have saved him from going a lap down, as he's still trying to work his way back up through this field.
Yeah, as I look at our track map here tonight, it does look like the 42 of Max Terriot is about a half a lap behind Todd Cray, and Todd Cray's putting on a good show, and actually looking like Sean Butler and Tim Blum have worked now their way around the 33 of Eric Johnson. So Johnson going to fall back here to the to the 4th position. He's been out there the longest out of all of our leaders on tires, and he is now starting to give back that little bit of time that he did gain by pitting early.
Yeah, the 88 of Sean Butler now under 3 seconds. He's cutting into that lead of Todd Cray lap after lap.
Yeah, so short pitting for a couple of drivers got him out front here early in this run, but now they're starting to fade back through the field. That's kind of the downside of early pitting sometimes. If you get a really long green flag run and you don't have the car to really maintain that tire wear, you really start to fall through the field. It's a good ploy that maybe if you get back out on track and you really start hammering in some really good lap times with your car and your leaders pit and you can kind of lap them or something happens like that, then yeah, it's really good for you because then you're all going to cycle back through. You're probably all going to pit. But looking at the 88 here of Sean Butler, Jared, I'm not sure if you can get a good camera angle onto the nose of that 88, but it looks like the splitter on that Camaro is a little bent up.
Yeah, there's definitely some damage on the front nose of that 88 Hellman's car. But it doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much as he is taking about 2/10 a lap off of Todd Cray's lead.
Yeah, remember Todd Cray's out there for about 2 laps longer than Sean Butler under green flag circumstances. And by my lap counter, I believe if we're doing the math right here in the booth, I believe we're already just about halfway on this fuel run with 40 laps to go. I'm not sure we're going to be able to do this on just one more stop.
Well, as we've seen throughout these playoffs, just when we think that they're about to run out of gas, they just keep going and going. So who knows with this Red Light Scrambler series.
Yeah, there you see the gap. Let's see if we can go up top a little bit here and get you a little bit of the distance. There you see that is the 922 of Todd Cray on the left-hand side of your screen with that red and blue Camaro. You don't see Sean Butler in the picture just yet. He's a little bit farther back, about 2.5 seconds back is where you're going to find. There it is, your 2 championship contenders who run nose to tail. The 88 of Butler and the number 10 here of Tim Blum. And then you got to go back about another second. And then you find the 999s, we should just really say, of Jeff Hollingsworth. And then a little bit farther back, about a half second back from him, you're going to find, trouble for the number 10 of Tim Blum. I think he was into the outside wall off turn number 4.
Tim Blum catching the outside wall. That is definitely going to hurt him as the 999 of Hollingsworth gets by him. And here comes the 33 of Johnson as they come down the backstretch.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it knocked that much speed out of the number 10 of Tim Blum, but you can definitely see the damage on the right nose there of the number 10 of Tim Blum. That will slow him down a little bit, but we've seen Sean Butler has been into the wall too, and we still see some pretty fast lap times out of the 88 of Sean Butler. But as Butler saw that happen in his mirror, he had to have taken a sigh of relief. He knows now, right now, he's not being pressured. About a second and a half back is Sean Butler now not pressuring the 88 of Butler.
Yeah, definitely a sigh of relief for Sean Butler as the 42 of Max Terriol is up to 12th right now, trying to get back up to this lead. And the other championship contender, the 86 of Skelton, is up to 15th, 21, almost 22 seconds back from your leader.
Yeah, and with our leaders running about 30-second laps out there, that gives you kind of an idea of how close. As here comes the 3 of Tony Strano with new colors on that number 3 car this week. Usually see him out there running about a good wrench paint scheme, but right now tonight, he's bringing the monster scheme out here. He's trying to be all jacked up here tonight.
It looks like the 33 of Johnson trying to make his way to the inside of Tim Blum, as he couldn't get a run as they came off of 4 down to the trial.
Yeah, we've seen Eric Johnson have a really good long-run Camaro here tonight. We saw him fade a little bit to those newer tires for Sean Butler and Hollingsworth and Blum, but now Blum has that damage, and here comes Eric Johnson. The question is going to be now that Tim Blum has a little bit of damage on that number 10, does he kind of try and short pit and jump ahead of the 88 here? It's a strategy that you could see, because you see how Todd Cray, remember Todd Cray was running right around the 5th position at the time of green flag pit stops, and he wound up coming out of pit road with about, what was that, about a 4-second lead over. At the time, it was Eric Johnson and Andy Lee. Now it's Sean Butler after we're 20 laps in. As we got a caution flag out on track, it looks like Max Terrill, and I think that might be Robert Dudley, have gone around here in the tri-oval. So now all that strategy that we just talked about, going to have to throw it out the window. Let's see if we can take the replay here and go back and see what happened between Max Terrill and Robert Dudley off turn 4. It looks like, Dudley just gets a little bit loose, it looks like, in the 901. Comes down the track and catches Max Terrill. Not a lot of damage to either machines, as nobody else gets caught up as they come to a stop there on the infield. Terrill might have a little bit of nose damage or hood damage done to that car, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Let's throw it back here a little bit. Let's see, it's already happened. Let's throw it just a little bit farther. Both cars coming through turn 4. There you see the 42 of Terrill to the inside. Oh, yeah, wiggle out of the 901 there of Dudley. Sends him through the grass. Terrill just in a bad position. Nothing either driver could do, just wrapped up into each other. So that puts us under caution, Jarrett, with 30 laps to go.
Yeah, and I'm sure the 86 of Skelton and the 42 of Terrill, well, not so much 42 of Terrill, but they're breathing a sigh of relief right now as they're going to be able to bunch all these cars back up.
And I'm not sure if I'm reading it right, but James Skelton, one of your championship contenders, off track right now, running in your 18th spot. Something may have happened right there, and we didn't catch it.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, but yeah, I am seeing that he's off track.
But all your leaders are down pit road. They're going to get 4 fresh tires and fuel and try and make it the rest of the distance here. Looks like the 33 of Eric Johnson is down and away. Butler going to win the battle off pit road. Then it's going to be Todd Cray, Jeff Hollingsworth, Eric Johnson, Tim Blum, Ethan Troutman, Andy Lee in 7th, Patrick Orris 8th, Leo Bordage in 9th, and Ryan O'Danny sitting there running in the 10th position here after green flag pit stops. We're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be back to bring you the last 30 laps here for the Red Light Scrambler Series. It's the playoff race, and one of your championship contenders out front leading it here at Charlotte.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race. so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back, race fans. Lights on. That iRacing pace car are out. We will go back racing with 27 laps in this event here tonight. Sean Butler, your championship contender, finds himself out front here. Todd Cray is second. Jeff Hollingsworth is third. Tim Blum, another championship contender, going to restart there in fourth. Your other championship contenders, Max Terriot, 1 lap down in the 16th. James Skelton looks like right now out of the event, showing 4 laps down in the 20th spot. iRacing pace car is down off the racing surface. It's going to be in the hands here of the 88 of Sean Butler, and he is back to the loud pedal now. We're going to go green flag racing. 27 to go, and Todd Cray got a great jump to the outside.
Todd Cray getting another great restart on the outside as he's going to go down. No, he's going to stay on that high line. Get the run off the corner. Now he goes down to the front of the 88 of Sean Butler as they work down the backstretch.
Right now, Todd Cray running for his life down the backstretch, trying to get away from the 88 of Sean Butler. Right behind them, a little bit of a hornet's nest battle for the number 10 of Tim Blum. He got passed by Ethan Troutman on the restart. Now he's going to get passed here, get passed by Hollingsworth. Now gets passed by Troutman. Now will find himself in the 5th position. Right behind them, it's the number 81 there of Orr, then the 25 of Lee. That's your top 7 drivers, and everybody early on here has single filed out just like that. Oh, somebody into the outside wall. Looks like the Troutman CNC machine into the outside wall. That Ford Mustang trying to carry the momentum off turn number 2 and stuffed it into the outside wall. Heavy damage done to the right side of that Ford.
And that's going to open up the door for Tim Blum as Tim Blum back into the 4th position with the 81 of Orr behind him and a hornet's nest coming behind him down in turn 1.
Yeah, Ryan O'Danny now looking to the inside here on that wounded 962 of Troutman machine, because they are back here packed in double file just behind them too. Because remember, Eric Johnson, he was out front, all of a sudden finds himself way back here in this back mess of things. Here comes that 42 of Terriot. He has still showed 1 lap down, but he has got to stay ahead of Chris Walker right now, who Walker's right behind him. About 4 or 3 cars back, you find that Walker machine. They are battling for the lucky dog out there on track. Just 2 drivers battling for that lucky dog.
Yeah, Terriot definitely wants to get back on the lead lap here with only about 24 laps to go here. And it looks like the 922 of Todd Cray is trying to break away from this pack as he's opened up about almost a half-second lead on the 88 of Butler.
Yeah, Butler has no pressure from behind to go up and try and snatch the win here tonight away from Todd Cray. He is running in a very comfortable position because he has about looking at the timing and scoring about a second gap, just about over the number 10 of Tim Blum. Blum drives that 10 car, and he sits there in the 4th position, just out of arm's reach from Sean Butler.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Tim Blum's car will come back to him, get some speed back in it through a long green flag run, and so he can catch up to the 88 of Butler. But right now, he's trying to fend off the 81 of Orr as they work their way through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and just behind them, you got Ryan O'Danny here to the inside on Tony Strano. That is the battle for the 10th position. It looks like right now Ryan O'Danny, though, has the 42 of Terriot pushing on the back bumper of that Ford as they go down the backstretch into turn number 3. It'll still be a heads-up race here for that 9th position. Coming out of turn number 4 here, it looks like a great run from the outside there on that 3 car. So Tony Strano going to hold off Ryan O'Danny at the line, but now they have caught the wounded car of Troutman. Where is Troutman going to go? He thinks about the middle, and then all of a sudden down to the bottom of the track he goes to take away that air onto the front nose there of the 98.
And speaking of a place to go, the 42 of Terriot dives down the inside of O'Danny as they work their way through 3 and 4. As he might try and get his lap back the hard way, it looks like, Roger.
Yeah, he's not gonna roll over and play dead here. Yeah, 20 laps to go here from Charlotte, but there is still a chance. You never say die, you never give up here, especially in the Red Light Scrambler series. You know something is gonna happen sooner or later, whether it's a fuel mileage game, whether it's a late race charge. Right now, talking about the charge, though, Todd Cray is on the charge, and he is still holding off. Sean Butler still sitting there about 4-car length lead for Todd Cray over Sean Butler coming past the start-finish line. 19 laps to go here at Charlotte.
Yeah, it's just about a 3-car breakaway right here up front, as you got the 10 of Tim Blum leading the pack behind him as he's trying to break away from those cars and get back to the front.
Yeah, it's about a second gap right now for the number 10 of Tim Blum, so you can find the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth's just kind of sitting there right now, running third, stalking the front two, seeing what kind of cars Sean Butler or Todd Cray have here tonight. Can one of these two rookies, whether it be the 922 of Todd Cray or the 999s here of Jeff Hollingsworth, can they play the spoiler here tonight? Right now with 18 to go. Oh, contact behind them. The 11 of Leo Bordage is around. Leo Bordage, it looks like the 33, Eric Johnson, and I'm not sure who it is, but somebody's sitting back there. They ain't got a nose on the car, and I think that's Ryan O'Danny.
I think the 42 of Terriol was involved in that as well.
Well, a late race caution gonna shake things up here on Charlotte for championship night. Let's go from the blimp. We know it happens right around, maybe it actually happens with Leo Bordage. He's up ahead of these guys a little bit, and we know he was involved in the number 11 Procore car. Oh, actually, it's Andy Lee going sideways, and then everybody piles in. There you see Max Terriol does get involved, and then it's Ryan O'Danny also getting involved. The 33 of Eric Johnson is involved. The 25 of Lee, remember, he was in this accident right there. You see the spinning 25 off turn number 2. We're going to have to rewind it again here and check out what exactly happened. Maybe we can find a different camera angle here to see this wreck unfold. It starts with the 25, and it's going to end, I believe, right around the 33. And you see nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers as they came down into turn number 2. Look at Robert Dudley. He just threaded the needle. Maybe we can go on board with Robert Dudley here and see it from Dudley's point of view. Right off the helmet, came here to the right-hand side on Robert Dudley. Let's see it. All unfolds out in front of him. Wow, I don't even think he actually got hit at all through that whole process. Robert Dudley threading the needle. That is probably one of the best, I'm going to say, threading the needle that we've seen all night. I don't know. That was a great move by Robert Dudley. So as we were watching that replay, everybody came down pit road except for one driver who's going to roll the dice here tonight. That's going to be Richard Murdoch. He's been out there for 12 laps, but he's going to roll the dice here on these old tires.
Yeah, it's the last race of the season. I mean, you really got nothing to lose, not a championship hunt. Just go out there and try and win this race.
Well, as that unfolds with Richard Murdoch staying out here, it also unfolds, I think, Tim Blum possibly playing a little bit of strategy. He takes 2 tires. He's going to restart on the outside of Richard Murdoch in the second position. Then it's Todd Cray, and then it's going to be Sean Butler. So you're going to put your 2 championship contenders nose to tail here on this restart with Tim Blum on the, I'm going to say, a little bit older tires. So things could happen here.
Yeah, Tim Blum trying to pull out all the stops and try and get out there and snatch this championship away.
As well, now the tides are going to turn once again because Richard Murdoch going to hand over the lead to Tim Blum. He was out there to try and lead a lap, and he did exactly that. The 01 of Richard Murdoch going to lead a lap here in tonight's final race, but that will now change up the lineup. This is how they're going to restart here on lap number, probably looking at 12 to go when we hit the restart line here. Tim Blum's going to lead us back to green flag. Then it's going to be Todd Cray, Sean Butler, Jeff Hollingsworth, Patrick or Ethan Troutman, Leo Bordage, Ryan O'Danny has a ton of damage on that Hell's Fire Detroit car, and I don't think he's going to be getting up to speed the way he thinks that car will be. Then it's Robert Dudley sitting 9th. Tony Strano is 10th. Joe Strano sitting 11th. So it's a battle of the Stranos back here for 10th and 11th. Eric Johnson sitting there in your 12th spot. Kevin O'Brien sitting 13th. Richard Murdoch is 14th. Chris Walker is in the 15th spot. Andy Lee is 16th. And rounding out your lead lap cars for the time being is going to be the 42 of Max Terriol. Well, if you didn't think tonight could get any more exciting, Jarrett, put 2 tires on versus 4 tires with the field and line them up with about 12 to go and see what happens.
Yeah, no fuel strategy here tonight is going to decide this race, but it will be a tire strategy. So it's going to be very fun to watch and see how this plays out here for the championship.
Still got 20 drivers out there on track here tonight. Andy Lee right now still sitting on pit road, but he is still here in the event to see if he can get back out there in the 25 car. Surprisingly, Andy Lee had a very fast, I shouldn't say surprisingly, but he had a very fast car here, even on the long run here tonight from Charlotte. Just not going to get the result that he is really looking for. So the lights on the pace car do go out, so we're actually going to get an extra lap of green flag racing here. We're going to go back green flag racing. 13 laps to go when we hit the restart line, and it's going to be Blum, Cray, Butler, Hollingsworth, Orr, Ryan O'Danny, Bordage, Tony Strano, Robert Dudley, your top 10. Well, Jarrett, it's been a good run so far, and I'm expecting nothing less than some really good side-by-side action here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tim Blum taking those 2 tires, that is the bold strategy of the night there, Cotton.
Well, the bold strategy of the night. If you can bob and weave here tonight, you're going to win this. We're going to have to see how those 2 tires for the number 10 here of Tim Blum fire off. If he gets a good start, can get out there, hold back the hard charger here of Todd Cray, or how about Jeff Hollingsworth? They're going to line up on the outside with 4 fresh tires. We've seen some outside power moves here tonight. Might be interesting here on this restart if they are able to get a good start to the outside. Todd Cray has been able to the last 2 times, holding them back here nice and slow here by the number 10 of Tim Blum. And when are they going to fire off? Green flag is back out, and a great start here tonight by Tim Blum here on this final restart probably of the night. He wants to get clear of that 922 of Cray by turn 1, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. That outside 4 tires looks like it might be the way to go.
As they work their way off turn 2, they're still door to door. It looks like Cray is going to try and clear the 10 of Blum, but the 10 of Blum is being pushed by the 88 of Sean Butler as they come through turn 3.
Yeah, those 2 tires, though, you got to wonder how much can Tim Blum really push it. He might be good here for a lap or 2. As, a little bit of a wiggle out of turn number 4 for the 10 of Tim Blum. At the line, though, it's going to be Todd Cray, Jeff Hollingsworth. And now here comes the 88 of Butler. He's going to go to the outside here on the 10 of Blum to see if he can work around and get the 3rd position. That is the battle for the championship here. It looks like Jeff Hollingsworth having a little bit of a connection issue, but he is back there on track as the 88 does go around the 10 on the outside.
Yeah, the 88 of Sean Butler getting by the 10 of Blum. He's starting to pull a little bit of a gap on him as he tries to chase down the 99 of Hollingsworth and the 922 of Cray as they go down to turn 1.
Yeah, but now the 10 of Tim Blum here has to fight for everything he can get because Ethan Troutman is sitting right on the back bumper of that number 10, a little bit sideways through the center of the corner once again for the 10 of Tim Blum. Blum is hanging on here for his life. He sees the championship just out in front of him. This time by at the line, they're going to get 10 to go, and it looks like your 3 leaders are starting to pull away about a second now. Gap back here to the 4th place runner of Tim Blum.
Yeah, and if you're Sean Butler, you just got to be thinking, you're pulling away from your championship contender here. You don't have to win this race right now. You can just sit back here and watch these 2 go at it.
Yeah, because looking at the timing and scoring sheet, Tim Blum has he has led 2 laps here tonight. So while he is credited with a bonus point, Sean Butler also has the most laps led here tonight. So he has 2 bonus points, and he's a position further up than Tim Blum. So right now, Sean Butler with 9 to go is sitting right where he needs to. But actually a big run here coming down into turn 1 for Hollingsworth and Butler to the back bumper here on Cray.
Yeah, Butler's sitting comfortably back there in 3rd, but Hollingsworth wants to get up there with Cray and win this race here tonight as he is all over the back bumper of Cray going into turn 3.
Yeah, and also just behind Just behind them, it looks like Tim Blum losing another position. Patrick Orr going to get around him in that Carolina-sponsored 81 car. So now Blum now sitting in the 5th position. And how about Robert Dudley? Here comes Robert Dudley in the 901 Wrangler car. He's looking to the inside now for the 6th spot on Ethan Troutman. And I think he's going to clear him coming off turn number 2. So a really good run here for Robert Dudley, as no, he's not able to clear Troutman just yet. But they are still side by side.
Yeah, Troutman still has some speed in that car, even though he smacked the wall on that last run. Still holding tough here, almost in the top 5.
Yeah, as he holds tough, so does Robert Dudley. That inside lane, though, a little bit more grip that time off turn 4. Now I think Robert Dudley might take the position. Here comes Joe Strano just behind these guys. He's closing in on this battle. He wouldn't mind if Ethan Troutman slid up the track just a little bit and would allow the 943 to get to the inside, and that's exactly what it is. Your leaders are still nose to tail. It's still Cray, it's still Hollingsworth, and it's still Butler. But this battle back here for the 7th position between Troutman and Strano, and then it's Joe Strano in that orange car, and then Tony Strano right behind him in the monster number 3.
Yeah, Joe Strano still working on the 962 of Troutman as they're almost door to door, coming through 1 and 2, and it looks like the number 3 of Tony Strano is going to try and stick his nose in this fight down the backstretch.
As they're still side by side, it's still nothing has changed up at the front, but now here comes Sean Butler. Actually, he's going to, with 5 to go, he's going to dive inside Jeff Hollingsworth. He doesn't, as Hollingsworth actually gives the 88 a little bit of a bump down there going into turn number 1. And Jeff Hollingsworth maybe not happy with the 88 of Sean Butler as he kind of just chopped the nose of that Toyota off going down into turn number 1. But they're all good and clear. Todd Cray, Sean Butler runs 2nd. Jeff Hollingsworth sits right there on the back bumper of that Hellman's 88 car still. 4 to go this time by 4 fingers in the air from the flagman. And we are going to close in on the championship. Sorry, getting blown up here. But Sean Butler looking to try and take the championship in back-to-back years here for the Red Light Scrambler Series.
And it looks like the 999 of Jeff Hollingsworth might try and make a run back up to the 88 of Butler. As they come off of turn 4, he won't be able to get close to him.
Yeah, so at the line that time by, 3 fingers in the air from the flagman. 3 more laps to go here from Charlotte. Next time by, going to be popsicle sticks for Todd Cray. Can he win one? A little update here on Tim Blum. He is still sitting in that 5th position. The tires may have kind of equaled out as Robert Dudley has not been able to close the gap onto the back bumper of the number 10. But right now his chances are running out here tonight because Sean Butler is still running in that 2nd position. Popsicle sticks in the air at the line from the flagman. Todd Cray has 2 more laps here from Charlotte to try and win his first race of the season. It may be the last one, but it's still a win in the category. Sean Butler, though, not going away easy.
Yeah, Sean Butler, I'm sure he'd still like to win this race, but he's got that championship on his mind. Maybe playing a little safe, but Todd Cray going to tell everybody he will be a contender next year for this championship.
Yeah, not just Todd Cray being a contender, but Hollingsworth sitting right there still in that Toyota. At the line, though, white flag is waving here in the air. Todd Cray has another 1.5 miles here tonight to possibly mark his name into the record books for the Red Light Scrambler Series. And also right behind him, Sean Butler is going to try to put his stamp on a championship run this year that has seen the most wins in the Red Light Scrambler Series history. He has 7 wins, and he has the championship lead as he works down into turn 3 for the final time. Off turn number 4, Todd Cray is going to see the checkered flag in the air here at Charlotte, and all Sean Butler can think right now over the radio is we just won another championship here tonight from Charlotte for the Red Light Scrambler Series. Hollingsworth, though, going to come home 3rd. Patrick Orr going to have a good run finishing there in 4th. Tim Blum, championship night, going to come up just a little short as he comes home 5th. Robert Dudley has one heck of a showing here from Charlotte. He comes home in your 6th spot. Eric Johnson is shown in 7th. Ethan Troutman is 8th. Joe Strano is 9th. Tony Strano is shown in the 11th spot. But what a race we just saw here from Charlotte, Jarrett. It was championship night, and the hype lived up to it.
Yeah, this was a great race tonight here for the championship. It had everything. It had action, drama. You see the happiness of victory and the tough loss of defeat by these championship drivers. And 922 of Todd Cray coming home with the victory in the final race of the season.
Yeah, he comes home as the victory, as you see the fireworks up there in the display on the back stretch. So Todd Cray wins it. Sean Butler comes home second. He wins the championship, and Jeff Hollingsworth has a good run. He comes home in third. Don't go away. We're going to see if we can round up a couple of your top 3 drivers and see if we can get a word in with your champion here tonight, as you see the 88 of Sean Butler celebrating his championship on the front stretch here with Todd Cray, as Cray wins the race, but Butler wins the championship. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with your post-race show here for the Red Light Scrambler Series. Well, welcome back here to the Charlotte Motor Speedway on championship night for the Red Light Scrambler Series. There on screen, you see the driver of the 88, the Hellman's Real Mayonnaise car. Sean Butler won 7 times this year, and he has won the championship again here for the Red Light Scrambler Series. But before we get to Sean Butler, who's just going to continue to celebrate out there, let's talk about driver of the 999. I've caught up with Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff, a third-place finish here tonight, but it definitely looked like he had a pretty good Coast Guard car to try and contend for that win.
First off, congrats there, Sean, and congrats to Todd Cray for winning. And yep, we were tight all night, but we had fun, and it was a good finish for me. Got real tight at the end there, and Sean got by, but I'm pretty happy with third.
Yeah, third place finish. We seen you a couple weeks ago come in here to the Red Light Scrambler Series, and you had a really good showing. And tonight, you back that up with a good showing here in the final race of the season. You got to feel pretty good heading into the off season. You know, with the season not too far in the distance. What are your expectations for next year here with the Red Light Scrambler Series?
I just, first off, love this league. It's a really good league. It's a lot of real close competition and having a blast in here. So I just look forward to competing with these guys and seeing how well I can do racing against guys like Todd and Sean and getting up there toward the front and maybe getting me, I don't know, maybe a top 5. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a heck.
Yeah, you gave it heck here tonight, but before we wrap up the interview with you here, we're going to kind of hand you the floor, hand you the microphone. Who do you got to give a shout-out for parking the 999 here on the podium finish here in P3 for the final race?
First off, to my wife, Kimmy. She puts up my racing habit. She's the best wife ever, 32 years. And I also like to thank my teammates. My buddy Ron got wrecked out, but Robert finished in 6th, and Chris, I think, his engine blew. But we have fun racing together, and all of us are in this league, and we're going to run next year. So that's about it.
Well, good to have you here.
Appreciate you guys for broadcasting, and obviously Josh and company for putting this league on. It's a good league.
Well, it's our pleasure to be here to bring all the great action for the Red Light Scrambler Series, but a good finish here tonight by Jeff Hollingsworth. He's got his head up here tonight, finishing third and looking forward to going into next season here with the Scrambler Series. So congratulations to Jeff Hollingsworth, who finishes just a couple positions shy of where he wanted to tonight, but all in all, a good showing.
Thanks.
Well, we've also caught up with one other driver, I believe, here. Jared, I think you caught up with tonight's winner.
I am here with tonight's race winner, the 922 of Todd Cray. Todd, congratulations on tonight and really putting these guys on notice for next season. Tell us how your night went.
Hey guys, thanks man, appreciate it. You know, it was pretty much a learn as you go night for me tonight. Missed a little bit of practice there. so really couldn't get my line down. So thanks to some of the guys up front here for showing me that line there on the bottom to get that thing to really turn. And it was an awesome race. Had a little pit strategy there early, which helped me out. And late in the race there, I think we had somebody either take 2 or stay out, and kind of gave me a little edge there going into that last run. But congratulations to Sean and all the give and take out there tonight. It was a real fun race.
Well, Todd, now that you got your rookie season under your belt, what are your expectations for next season?
Basically set my schedule and race for a championship. Get out, do the testing that I need to do, and I got a good feel for most of the drivers here at Red Light, and I really like it. So basically it's just stay clean, race hard, and save them tires and go for wins.
And before we let you go here, who would you like to thank for an incredible season and tonight's race win?
Look at Pets in Paradise, Talks by Christopher. Let's see, Turn 3 Racing Network for putting on the broadcast, Red Light, the league. That's pretty much it, guys. Just happy with the win, and again, congrats to the champion, and we'll definitely see you next year.
Well, there you have it from our winner of tonight's race, Todd Cray. Good luck next season. I believe Roger has caught up with our season champion.
Yeah, I'm down here with driver of the 88, Sean Butler. Doesn't park it in victory lane tonight, but Sean, you had 8 wins on the season, and it's got to feel pretty good to win another championship here at the Red Light Scrambler Series.
Thanks, Roger. Yeah, it's been a great season again. Back-to-back awesome seasons, 8 and 9 win seasons, and to win the championship again. It's crazy. I made a mistake. I got to apologize to Max getting on pit road. I was worried about the guys behind me, and then I was just following him on the pit road, and he had to check up real hard to keep from speeding, and I hit him and caused him to speed. So I feel like Max probably had the better car in the long run, but I mean, it didn't seem like it went long run there at the end. So I don't know what would have happened, but it would have been fun to race him for the championship. Congrats to Todd for getting his win. I don't know if that's his first win here or not. I feel like he's probably won before, but congrats to him for winning. Jeff had a great car. Tim was really good on the long run. He just, he was too far back, so I can understand why he took 2 tires there trying to get some track position. But good overall night for us, and hopefully everyone enjoys watching and they come back next season.
Yeah, with you winning another championship here with the Red Light Series, what more could you do out there in a season? You've had 8-win season, you've had 9 wins, 7 wins. What more could you do out there on track?
I guess you could win them all, but that's not going to happen out here. So, I don't know. I mean, I keep coming back because the level of the field just keeps getting better and better, and I feel like I've locked into some wins, and with fuel mileage and stuff like that. But green flag, these short runs and stuff, it's pretty much anyone's ball game. It's a really fun league to run in, and like I said, you got these guys that were showing up this year, Todd, Jeff, just name a couple here since they're right there tonight. But more talented drivers, and look forward to everyone coming out next season and see if we can get some more wins and race for a championship. See if we can get try to get our team a little bit better overall, and be cool to get all 4 in a team into one championship, but I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But hey, congratulations once again, Sean. We know you want to go out and celebrate here with the crew tonight, so we're going to give you the mic and we're going to let you give your shout-outs here for the season.
I got to, first and foremost, give a shout-out to my team at Need for Speed, Josh and James, and I've been working all season trying to work on strategy and different things. DJ has been unable to make it since his schedule changed, but he's talking like he might be able to be back here in a month, so we look forward to that. And all the paints that DJ does for us is really great. I mean, this Hellman's car came out really awesome, and then I gotta thank you guys up in the booth. I look forward to another great season with you guys next year, or next season, I guess, in like 4 weeks. Thank Skittles and Becca for watching at home. Appreciate them coming out, and all the fans that come out and watch, and hopefully they enjoy us and as much as we do, and look forward to a lot of short track and different tracks next year that we haven't had in a while. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, a whole slew of things coming in the off-season here for the Red Light Scrambler Series, but we can officially announce that Sean Butler is the champion here this season. You heard it from him. You heard from Todd Cray. That was actually his second win of the season. We thought it was his first win in his rookie season, but it is actually his second win. Jeff Hollingsworth came home third with a good run by that Coast Guard machine. So going into next year, Sean Butler is going to have some pretty stout drivers to go up against, Jarrett, and it's not really that long of an offseason here, just in a short 4 weeks. Back again here on the 21st of October, right at the Kansas Speedway. We're going to line up the Cup cars to start off next season.
Yeah, Roger, only 4 short weeks, like you said, and this series puts on a great show. There's always great racing at every track they go to, and I can't wait for next season.
Yeah, it's an absolutely blast to be here with the Red Light Scrambler Series. But once again, Sean Butler wins the championship. Todd Cray wins the event. And kind of dominating fashion, if you will. Just another good all-around race. But that's going to do it here from Charlotte for championship night. Once again, Todd Cray, your winner. Sean Butler finishes second and wins the championship. Jeff Hollingsworth has a solid top 3 finish. And we will catch you in 1 month's time right here with the Red Light Scrambler Series. Right here on the only place to broadcast. It's your Turn 3 Racing Network.